It's my channel. I get to decide whether or not I'm wearing a silly hat. Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, rocking a great hat, and I'm hoping that you are having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to briefly talk about the Dynasty situation. You see, if you are at all tuned in to the world of the Flesh and Blood card game, you may have noticed that over the last about week or so, the prices of Dynasty booster boxes has been skyrocketing, which is really heartwarming to see. It is a great set. But let's talk about that for a bit, because it seems to have caught some people off guard and has some grumblings online, but it's mostly a pretty positive thing if I have to say so myself. First things first, let's talk about the raw numbers. At the end of January, you could get boxes between $80 to $90 online. The last one I bought was 83 bucks. I shouldn't have opened it, but I opened it and I didn't pull anything good out of it. Ah, well, it is what it is. And now, just a week or so later, boxes are trending for, well, it's hard to pin it down for sure, get a solid number on it, but not a lot is left under 140. And by the time you guys see this video, that could probably change, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff trending, a lot of stuff listed on TCG Player, eBay, etc. for between 150 to 180, which is absolutely crazy to me, but also kind of a good thing, because Dynasty is, in my opinion, one of the best sets post Fab 2.0, which is, for those of you who don't know, Fab 2.0 is everything after they dropped the first edition print runs from their sets. Everything's unlimited print runs going forward from that point, which effectively ended with Everfest, although Everfest didn't have a true unlimited print run. It's a conversation for another day. There's a lot going for Dynasty. It's got a lot of good pressure on it. It's got a lot of highly collectible cards. It's got a lot of meta relevancy now, so with the Hunted coming out, bringing a lot more draconic cards to the game, making people want a lot of the cards from Dynasty. But it's also got those marvels, those really beautiful special treatment foils that were hard to pull. It's also got a Command and Conquer, a really nice looking Command and Conquer that was insanely hard to pull, and a week or so ago it was trending for spitballing here, I think it was between 700 to 900. Now it's close to 1600. So people have started to catch on that that is not only a rare card, but it's a highly desirable, beautiful piece of art that really anybody who could play it would like to have it in their deck. After all, in no small means, I believe CNC is one of the most powerful cards in Flesh and Blood. So I'm not at all surprised to see it absolutely skyrocketing in price. It going up, of course, drags the sealed boxes up with it, because after all, would you rather pay, I don't know, $1,600 for a CNC, or would you rather crack a box and risk the chance of opening a CNC? I know what I would go for. Now, part of the reason I wanted to make this video, because the main reason is I wanted to show off this hat, but part of the reason I wanted to make this video is just to address some of the grumblings I've heard online about people saying that, oh, Dynasty is too expensive, you can't get boxes anymore, it's unfair, yada, yada, yada. The fact of the matter is, TCG markets are a moving thing, and price spikes rarely stay at their peaks for very long. Now, there could be a period, a very long period, where Dynasty boxes stay at nearly 200 a box for, again, extended periods of time, but I don't believe that's likely, just because Dynasty didn't have the throttled print run of a lot of the earlier sets, and we could see more boxes come to market as more individual collectors and stores offload a lot of their boxes for the increased price, putting pressure down. There, of course, is the counter argument. Flesh and Blood is more popular now than it was when Dynasty was first printed, so the availability won't necessarily be there to meet demand. But I have to ask, how much demand really is there for Dynasty beyond just the shiny cards that you could, with the exception of CNC, just most of them you can just pick up. Most of them aren't terribly expensive. Again, the CNC is a huge exception, but you have to remember when it comes to price spikes, when it comes to card game price spikes and video game price spikes, they rarely stay at their highs for very long. There's usually a period where they stick around at the elevated price, and then there's some price consolidation as it trickles back down. That's why it's called a spike. That's why I call it a spike. I don't actually know why other people call it a spike. I'm not that smart, in case you haven't caught on. Now, I don't believe that Dynasty boxes are going to go back down to 80. I personally believe that they're going to go down to like maybe 120 over time. But it is interesting to see this kind of price activity in a flesh and blood product when, much like Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's been a lot of negative downward pressure on flesh and blood products after release. You see boxes come out and dip down to, again, that 80-90 range when they really shouldn't be, in my opinion. Flesh and Blood, I believe, is a really great game with a growing audience, a growing competitive scene, and a growing demand for collectors to pick up some really nice cards from sets that really don't have the widest print run. So, like I said before, I'm not really all that surprised that Dynasty skyrocketed the way it did this previous week. And I don't believe that it's the only set that's going to do so. Now, if I were a smart person, I would take that knowledge and start parking some money in some of the sets that I think are going to go up. But I don't have an infinite money. Also, this isn't financial advice. I'm just a guy rambling on about his opinions. So, don't go calling any lawyers on me. But I'm probably going to start buying more bright lights. Anywho, that's all I've really got for you guys today. If you liked this video, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful jazz. And remember, I need to get healthy, so for every like this video gets, I'll be doing a push-up in the next one. See you kids then. The hat wouldn't stay on. My previous video got 11 likes. Whew, that's 11.